Hey yo, what's good? What's good? You know what it is. You back with another episode of No More Timeouts. You know you rock with your boy Rosh and JJ. Hey, I don't know who these two dudes are.
we gonna get to them in a
We gonna
second.
get to that. Hey,
How you doing, brother?
hey. Honestly, man, I just had a nice cool little vacay. Got to get away. Isn't that always the best thing to do, boys? You know. But other than that, man, chilling, man, excited, man. It's football time.
Man, I saw football on my screen last week, and I was like, it's almost that time. I watched a little bit of it, but yeah, man, it's fantasy time, and I'm ready to get started, bro. I'm ready.
Yo, I can't wait either, man. I can't wait. But yeah, man. But hey, with no further ado, look, I'm gonna let y'all know this episode we ain't here to play around. I'm gonna tell y'all really what's going down, but first I'm gonna introduce the two in the screen. So first, I'm gonna introduce my boy, one of my good friends, commissioned one of the leagues that I'm in, one of my 8. You know what I'm saying? Been a friend with this guy for a long time, known him for years. Man, this dude's a great dude, very, very stand-up gentleman. Even though he's wearing that damn shirt, he knows I can't stand right now. But it's all good. Hey, this my man, Big Low. What's up? Say what's up to the people, man.
Hey, good evening. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm honored for you guys to have me. I was telling JJ, man, I've been playing since 2005. I've been running my League of Fortune since 2011. We don't play around in that league either, man. It's a bunch of cutthroats. And Roche, ever since you've been in there, 4, almost 5 seasons now? Boom. Man, you've been a problem. I respect your game, man. I respect your game. But, I'm here to have some fun and, talk shop. I love the game. That's the bottom line. And fantasy just expands our love for the game, gives us more shit to do with it, so.
For sure.
Definitely.
Let me introduce my guy, Drew, man. Drewski. He grew up with one of my boys, Terrence, a mutual friend, but we've been hanging out for about 10 years now. We're in, I think 3 leagues together, Drew?
Yeah, about three of them now.
Yeah, well, he's a commissioner of one of the leagues, but he's been playing. I always respected his game. I just checked his Yahoo Fantasy status. He's platinum over there, so you got to respect the game. But yeah, what's up, Drew? Introduce yourself, man.
Yeah, man. We've been at it for a while with the fantasy. I finally, we just recently had to start my own league after so long. I put a league together with pretty much some heavy hitters. Exactly like Jay said, I respect his game. It's mutual. So I put a bunch of heavy hitters in, and we got a pretty competitive league going right now. With our championship belt and everything. So yeah, so we getting that going. But yeah. Other than that, yeah, just been at it for a few years, and when it comes to this season, man, we feel a little time and dedication. But I'm not donating any league fees, any of that. We really at it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, I feel it though, man. I've been in Lowe's league for about 4 or 5 years now. First year, made it to the chip in that. I was talking big shit. You know what I'm saying? It was funny too because a lot of them didn't really know me. It was just like him and then my other boy Ray, Darren, like a couple of like homies. There's like half the league that knew me, and I came in and I won it the first year. Right, came in with my store, won it the first year. Talking big shit. Next couple of years, bro. Hey, like a couple of his friends was kind of at my neck, bro. One time it was funny, bro. We had some run-ins, but y'all know me. I'm just competitive. So when I got a chance to, I reached out to them, of course, all of them because I'm not that type of guy. You know what I'm saying? Let them know it's all just competitive juices. My bad. Ain't trying to rub them wrong way. But that league his league is it definitely opened up my eyes to a lot of fantasy things because his league was actually the first league I joined that was a super flex. So. Yeah,
fantasy will do it's a trip how you could I of course the league I commission. Obviously I know everybody personally, but you bring up some people that don't know each other personally, and it's just the competitiveness and just that is the text messages, the group chat, all that talking shit that goes off, and it builds up relationship just through the league.
Sure. Yeah, it'd be on that, man. I can't wait till I see that fool at the draft.
Hey, at the end of the day, we're supposed to be having fun, though, right? So that's what we got to remember.
Yeah, sure. It is all fun at the end of the day.
I mean, definitely. You sit there on Sunday, it's like that. It makes a Sunday that much more exciting, knowing you got players going at it. And there's some extra excitement going on.
Yeah, it does, man. But man, Jeremy, go ahead.
Yeah, so we wanted to get a fantasy mock draft here. We're going to talk a little strategy. Obviously, these two, Lo and Drew, have been playing a lot, so we want to talk a little strategy, what they're thinking for this year. whoever's listening, maybe they can give you some some tips on how to win your draft and how to win your league this year. So, Rosh, you want to get started with the mock draft?
Yeah, boy. So, just to give y'all a breakdown what we about to walk through today, especially the people that are listening on the pod. So definitely I'm going to try to break down all the picks that go through when they go on. So we're going to have a little mock draft, man. We're going to operate it on Sleeper. We're already in there. I'm going to hit the randomize button in a second so nobody knows the spot they at right now. We're just going to go through, talk about some picks and players, and then try to look at everybody's team at the end, give an honest opinion, and just try to break some things down for people, because a lot of people, one thing about fantasy football, as much as there's been people that's been playing it for a long time, there's a lot of people that are new to it. And like a lot of people that I know, when they come new to it, they get so stressed because they super want to keep up. And then knowing that they want to keep up, it sucks. And then they make bad choices. And so like, I try to get I want to be able to break this down for those type of people, show those people like, I hear this is some good decisions you can make from 4 different brains that's been, known football for years, good in their own leagues. And it just helps people build their own character when it comes to fantasy, because the one thing that I really don't like when it comes to fantasy is when somebody new comes in the league and then they don't do good, and all of a sudden they don't even set their lineups. They don't even care. They start making them crazy trades. And it's like, bro, like, come on, man. If you want to donate your money, I'll give you the number to Goodwill. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just have to come over here with that shit.
But there's also those people when you're in like the work league that come in and honestly don't even watch football, and their team stayed healthy throughout. Amanda from The Office just comes in and kills everybody. That happens a lot too. So it's a lot. It's a lot of strategy, but also it's luck too. So hopefully we can help out throughout this too.
I want to piggyback on that hella quick. Like, the game has evolved so much. So it's like, if you have a cat that played from like 08 to like 2012, took a break and tries to play now, it's like, if he's not up on game, man, it's a different game now, So
I know guys that were on top of their game to 2011, 2012, and it's like now it's like they're bottom of the league when it comes to no playoffs.
It is true. Go ahead.
That leads me to my first question, man. I wanted to see, what is your if you were in a 12-team league, what is your favorite spot to draft from?
I'm a middleman.
Go ahead, Drew. Yeah,
I don't know. I like that middle, especially when you're doing that snake draft, just because I don't like waiting too long. It's easier to strategize when you're mid range. You're going to get that first round in that middle picks. You kind of know who's going to be there, even when it comes to swings around on that second one. And it's just but having to wait that first or that last pick, having to wait so many picks between, because you'll have players like, okay, you know what, he might be there at this one I'm gonna get, and then bam, he's gone. So then it's like you're researching so many different players by the time it even gets to your pick. So you're getting your third option. That you thought you were you thought you're gonna get someone else. So I'm a middle of the draft guy.
Lo, what about you, my man?
The last couple of seasons, especially this season when I've been mocking, I just really like getting that top 2, 3, 4 spot, man. Like, I just want to hold down that spot with somebody I could trust. And there's a lot of players I like right there. Like, it's not always gonna be the same every draft, but I notice when I pick like 8, 9 a little later, I don't like where I end up. I don't like what I'm stuck with. And that's just the way it's been flowing this season, at least. For me, it's like I want to lock in somebody quality in that first round, and then going back around, I don't mind waiting. It's just, I think what people need to realize too is like, don't get too comfortable with your queue. If you gotta wait, man, that queue is gonna disappear. So I mean, me personally, I play better going with the flow and just taking what's available to me.
So sometimes you don't even set a queue. You gotta
because I know what I like. I know what I want. I know what I like, and then if it's there, cool. If not, I'll scroll a little bit. Boom, I'll make it. So
I hear you. Me, this is crazy because it's not. I just don't like being first or 12th or first or last. I don't like being where I got to make 2 back-to-back. That kind of, in a sense, or it's one of those things where the 2 best people on the board are good, but the people you really want is down there. But it's like I took them too early up here. You know what I'm saying? Like I just don't like that. I don't mind having 2nd or 11, or if we're talking about 12, 2nd or 11. Or 3rd and 10, I don't like those because I got a couple here and there, and I also get to watch somebody else make a mistake. that I didn't think they were gonna make, so I get to capitalize on it. So I definitely could say that I've never really had a for me. I'm in, like you guys said, I'm in a lot of leagues, so it really depends on the league and the people I'm drafting against. And this is no knock against any league that I'm in, and I don't want to, get everybody be mad at me, but I know the people that I can take advantage of, and I know the people that I have to really think about, and I know where I can come up. So it all matters. Like I'll say this though, for my big league, I have a big league that I play in. Shout out to my boy Bobby that I used to work with in San Francisco. He put me on this league when I first got on with Southwest, and then I've been in it for years, and it's been like the biggest league I've been in. It's a 16-team league. That is like, it's a crazy draft. It's a long time, and it's like 4 IDP. You get 4 IDPs. It's like a long draft, dude. For me, with that one, I like being in the middle, because if I'm not in the middle, you like how Drew said, like it takes so long, and it's like I'm cool, bro. Like I want to be engaged. So if I'm in the middle, I'm always engaged. If I'm like towards the end, I'll make my 2 picks, go to the bar, get a shot or 2. You know what I'm saying? Start talking about homie I ain't seen it from work in 5 years. Next you know, I forget. Oh man, all these people. I go trying to make my pick and everything's gone, and then you start making panic picks, and I don't like that. So.
16 teams, you got to dig deep too. That's you're digging deep.
And back-to-back picks too, like
later rounds, you're going,
kind of forces you to reach sometimes, like you were saying, Roche. Like that second pick, you reach a little bit because you know they're not going to come back to you. Like,
and I don't want to reach, and it's like I don't mind reaching. Don't get me wrong. It's funny, Lo. Every time we have a league, this one dude. Every time you reach on a pick, honestly, it's pretty much all your picks to him. He just screams it out, reach! Like it is the funniest thing ever, bro. And it's like it's hilarious. But Jeremy, what about you? You didn't feel it. What about you?
No, honestly, I was kind of agreeing with you. I like 10 is probably where I would want to pick. I don't want to go back to back, and I want to have a chance to think about it. Even like 2 or 3 is solid for me. But yeah, middle solid. But 1, I would actually love to see how many people are winning leagues with the first pick. I would love to see, because I don't see it a lot, to be honest with you. If you look back at it,
Jonathan Taylor year. That was, oh man,
you see it all the time. You take McCaffrey and he goes out for the year. It's like, you get the first pick, but it doesn't always work out that way just because you got the first pick. So I don't know, but 10 or 11 is probably where I would choose to pick.
I will say I've won with 12, but I've never won with 1. I've won with 12 before. But I never won 1. But with that being said, what other questions are on the ballot? Should we start up the mock draft and maybe do some questions in between that? I think
let's get started, man.
All right, guys.
So go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
So my next question for y'all, man, do we have a consensus first overall pick in fantasy this year? Because I've been seeing a lot that running back is obviously devalued this year. It's not the same. A lot of running backs are. Who is the first running back off the board? And there's a lot of high quality wide receivers that are out there now. Obviously, like Drew was saying earlier, a lot of people were old school and doing the 2 running back system. Is the first running back first pick? Is it a running back this year, or who is it?
So we're talking position wise this year.
I'm just saying, if you have the first pick, I mean, obviously, you don't gotta hide that from us.
I'm trading, bro. I'm trading.
That's the tough part about that first pick.
To be honest, like I wouldn't knock anybody for taking JJ number 1, CMC number 1, Cooper Kupp number 1. I wouldn't knock anybody because there's a lot of quality right there. But I think more so than other years, I feel like if it's either CMC or nobody, I wouldn't take any other running back that high. So,
for me, it's JJ, of course. Like I had him last year. That boy, he like, man. I used to open up my phone like, well, that week's over. Like it was crazy. But at the end of the day, the kid, he's proved that he is a number 1 talent. But for me, the only thing I just don't like, I never really risk a number 1 pick on a running back because it never works, bro. Like I don't understand why I've never had a successful top. The only time I ever had success with a top running back within the top 3 picks was one year I picked Dalvin Cook, and I still lost the championship. You know what I'm saying? Like, when he was going in the 3rd. So it's like, for me, if it's a dominant receiver, I'm going for that. If not, I usually just waste on the receiver. I just take my chance on one of the receivers. You usually get a little better luck, a little better production.
One I'll say has been a consistent one. You kind of it is scary picking him every year because you're like, gosh, he's got to fall off. Is Austin Eckler? He's been a consistent running back every year in and year out, and it's like you see him on that board at that top, and it's like, man, is he going to catch it? He's going to do it again. It's like, man, it's tough.
Yeah.
And that's like that was the same thing with Henry for a while. Remember, like
exactly.
we kept waiting for Henry to fall off that cliff. Like he hasn't really done it yet.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah. That's like passing on Travis Kelce in the first two. Because you know how many people did that these past couple of years, and they like actually regret it. Like, damn, I really should have picked that fool. Like, bro, like
See,
I've seen him try.
Consistency. When you get consistency when it comes to staying healthy and then putting up consistent points every week, you know your minimum floor what you're gonna get. That's huge.
Yeah.
Kelsey's interesting because go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I wouldn't judge someone if someone took Kelce number 1 overall because
you're not gonna get him coming around.
It's consistent and he's dominant.
He won't be there again.
Yeah,
if you got that first one.
I've actually been in some random mock drafts and I've seen it happen a couple times. And I was
there's no one you're putting in your tight end slot that's putting up any numbers close to Kelce. That's the thing. Yeah. And so that's so valuable. So if you have a tight end that's putting up more points in receivers and running backs, that's crazy.
It's just like I never caught him because it's like you have to be looking for him pretty much at the back end of the first round most of the time because somebody's going to get him on the back end, even probably the second round. So I've actually never caught him.
That number 10 pick isn't too
bad.
That
10 pick,
like you said, you could score and on the catch him coming back around.
I feel it. What else? What other questions we got on the docket, Jeremy? Before we get underway, and I'm gonna switch this over to this.
So just a light question. I wanted to see, did you guys have any like favorite team names that you've seen so far this year that you've been wanting to name your team this year?
Hey, I need.
Ruby kind of creative.
I need to realize this. I need your all-time favorite team name, not you've ever had, you just ever seen.
Show me your TDs with just TDs like touchdowns. Show me your TDs.
Hey, that's actually that
was
my girl's name. Her team name. What about you, Lo?
And there's been so many good ones over the years, but to be honest, I mean, I'm sure someone has stolen it already. But I was gonna roll with a Bijan Mustard.
Yeah,
I like that.
I like that one.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Hey, look, I'm gonna say this. And I'm gonna say it like this, and I know he's gonna be mad. I still think I got the greatest name to come into a fantasy league and win it. My name is Ray's Zaddy. Shout out to my boy Ray Pachetta. He invited me to the league, and I named my team Ray's Zaddy, and I won it the first time. 8 changes since.
You about to be so mad. You putting this on air right now.
I know, but that's my dog. That's my dog, and he knows it too. He finna be hot, but he gonna love it. But I'm telling you, I think those are, to me, those type of names. If you can get a good one to troll one of your friends, I think it's perfect. I think it's hella funny.
Yeah, I remember
I got a league where a guy he changes his name every week depending on who he's playing his opponent.
Oh, that's
my boy used to do that too. Yeah,
that's foul. I remember when Des Bryant was like big time, and D's Nuts was like the biggest thing everybody was saying. So that was everybody's name in somebody's league for sure. So that's definitely a classic.
The 2 girls, 1 cup. That's a classic.
Yeah.
Everybody do that.
You know, one of my favorites that I did. I was in a league where the commission demanded that we pick a weed related name. So of course I'm a Niner fan. Mine was a Dank Gore.
I like that.
Okay.
I like that.
I feel like you still could use that today though. Like, you know, it's classic.
Right.
Like, that's not.
I'm not a stoner like I used to be, but you know, that was my shit. So
I feel it for sure. All right, man. Well, look, let's get this underway, man. We flipping over. You boys ready? So I'm gonna head up in here. We're gonna randomize this thing, and we gonna see what we got. This is gonna be an all-timer. We're gonna get it started. So I do got top pick out of the group 1 and 2, but we'll start it off. See what the first man does, and then I'll go from there. Oh look.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, the mock drafts tell you what people are thinking, man.
Yeah, I mean that's what I mean. Yeah, exactly.
They tell
Bro, I
you.
think these mock drafts be tripping, dog. Like I'm telling you, they tell you, but it's like some of them. If you watch some of these teams, they do the randomest shit. See, the funny thing is, so this is why I said it's hard for me being top 2, top 3. Like besides JJ, if I don't get that, I don't really want it. But taking JJ at 1 is so hard.
Right.
But me, let's God, Jesus.
See, and a lot of
I got to make this pick on my podcast in front of all these people. So I guess that means y'all know what I'm about to do. And the only reason why I'm going to go with this player, and I'm going to explain to y'all.
Yeah.
So right now, of course, I'm going to go between it's easy Jamar Chase or Christian McCaffrey. Like you got to be smart with that.
Mm-hmm.
But the only reason why I would pivot off of Christian McCaffrey is because of the news with Joe Burrow. But me, knowing me, how I like to draft, and also me knowing me for who I am, I ain't taking on Christian McCaffrey, so I'm gonna just take Jamar Chase. Y'all know it. So we brought it down after I took Jamar Chase at 2. We had Christian McCaffrey go off the board to team 3, and now on the clock we have my man Low.
All right, man. Well, I'm gonna be honest. I've been in the game a long time. I'm usually pretty RB heavy. That's just usually how I play.
Mm-hmm.
But with that being said, though, I know the game's changing. Teams are passing more. I love Eckler's ability to catch the ball, especially in a PPR league. But I feel like he has been scoring so many damn touchdowns the past few years. I just feel like there's no way he does it a 3rd season in a row, man.
I'm telling you, I've said, man, every year.
I don't know, you know. So,
Right.
so with that being said, I'm gonna be honest. I'm probably gonna take Kelsey, but I'm taking a long look at Kupp. I think Kupp is really underrated right now. He was the number 1 player in the league by like 2 miles 2 seasons ago, and then of course he had the knee injury, and the Rams aren't that good, but I feel like that's gonna play in his favor because Stafford is gonna pepper his ass with hella PPR. They're gonna be losing every game, and they're gonna be just playing from behind. And I think honestly, I kind of want to take Kupp here, but just for the sake of the draft, and I never ever take Kelsey either. I kind of want to have fun with it and see what happens when I take Kelsey. So I'll take Mr. Consistent. I mean, who else is Patrick Mahomes going to throw it to, right? So
you're right, and I like that pick. Honestly, man. To be honest, I like that pick because after JJ, Jamar Chase not having Joe Burrow to start the season, Cooper Kupp possibly playing with an injury to start the season. And of course, not really seeing what these running backs are going to be able to do because of the league switching. Like you said, we said earlier, like I wouldn't even be mad if I would have taken Kelsey at the 2. And I thought about it. Like it's really to the point where you got to admit his greatness. Like like that's the truth,
right?
So,
and then
so
after, though Juju's gone, it's like who is Mahomes throwing to? Sky Moore?
Don't sleep on Kadarius, man. If Kadarius get it together, man, I think he's gonna be all right. But hey, we'll see.
He's already hurt. He's not even started. He's already hurt.
For real. But so after Lowe took the chance on Kelsey, we had also Eckler come off the board at team 5, Cooper Kupp go off to team 6, Saquon Barkley at the 107, and then we got Bijan, the rookie Bijan at team 108. I need to know.
I like him.
Let's talk about Bijan.
Yeah, you gotta talk about him. I like him.
Where do y'all honestly think in the RB rankings that he's honestly going to end, even though he's going where he's going in the draft?
Can I say something real quick, man? Remember Kyle Pitts? Do you remember that name? So many people had him as the number 1 tight end, and he killed everybody's drafts if you took him.
Oh boy!
And I'm just afraid for Atlanta. I just what they did to Kyle Pitts and what's going on in Atlanta. I'm not going to take him before I'm taking McCaffrey. Now you want to put in number 2 or number 3, that's fine, but I just can't take him 1 through 5. I can't. Maybe back end of the first round, I'll look at it. But Kyle Pitts killed so many people. I remember for 2 years plus, I think. So yeah, I would stay away early first round.
Quarterback play was huge for Pitts though, so it's going to be interesting.
What's changed though?
They still don't have any quarterback, but
Ritter's not looking good right now.
That's why I like Bijan at the running back, because the running back position. Look what Cordero Patterson did as a running back for the Falcons. Look what Algier kind of did. When he had a little taste. So I feel like that's really their offense right there, with the focal point. So I wouldn't take him before CMC, but with him and Eckler, I'm going. That's a heavy debate right there. I think just because he's gonna be force fed.
That's crazy. You're right, but it's like let's be honest here. Force fed, seeing 8 in the box, 9 in the box. How much product are you really going to make? How hard is it going to not for him to get injured doing that? Like, that's my whole thing. It's like I honestly think he's amazing. I think he's going to be a great talent. But if you don't even have a quarterback that can make sane decisions, this kid is going to get hurt. Like, I that's my only fear. That's my only fear. Like, if at this point, what they said, I heard them say Matt Ryan was back in the office, tell him to put the pads back on. Like, we might.
He was at practice the other day. I did see that. He was.
We might need you. Man, that's all I can say. Lo, what do you think? What do you think about Bijan, Lo?
Man, I mean, he's gonna get fed like crazy. Like you guys are saying, he's gonna get stupid amount of touches. But
I think PPR.
I think I do fear injury risk, and I don't like Ritter. I think the Falcons are gonna be trash this year. So I have no faith in Pitts. I like Pitts. I like Drake London. I like Bijan, but I just don't trust Ritter. He's gonna just.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. The only thing from Atlanta I want on my team this year is nobody. So I'm good, bro. I just can't do it, bro. Like, I can't chance it. Like, unless I'm at the 7th pick and all the people I took are gone and it's draft day and I know all half these people about to start on the pup or something, then all right, I'm gonna take the shot. But other than that, sorry, kid, I'm taking somebody else. But Drew,
we'll see. We'll also see that the usage, like, does Cordell take snaps from him? Does Algier take snaps from him? Like, there's still, like, obviously they want him to be the man, but like, there's still Cordero. He's effective when he's in the game, man. Whether they want to admit it or not, like, he still deserves some touches because he's.
But they kind of do the same thing, so I think they're gonna go away from Cordell.
You think he's not gonna touch it as much?
Yeah, I think he'll touch it, but I think it's more of in relief than anything. Like,
I also heard he's gonna line up out wide more, like gonna put him in the slot, stuff like that. Do some gadget plays, all that stuff,
all kind of stuff.
But Drew, you are on the clock,
Drew.
My guy. What you
so
think?
Typically, I'm usually a running back guy, but that's usually if I'm in that top range. It's only a certain select few that I would even consider taking early like that. So, with that being said, I mean, if you're looking at the board and you see my hat on and you see, CeeDee Lamb there, but I'm hoping I'm not upsetting any of my fellow Cowboy fans, but would go AJ Brown just because I feel like that connection that him and Jalen Hurts built. That's I feel like they got it going, and that offense is just so high powered. They're just going to be scoring points, and that's what it comes down to. So I think you got to go a high power receiver like AJ Brown in there.
Yeah, that's baby To right there, man.
Man, monster.
I'm telling you. Hey, but I also feel that with that pick, which is crazy because a lot of people will go CD there, and I'm not mad at that. I actually had CD in my league last year that I won, and he bought. Like, the phrasing, I was hella mad when Dak got hurt. I kept trying to move him, and everybody kept turning down the trades. And honestly, they ended up working in my favor, bro. Because when Zach came back and he started going off, it's pretty much like the reason why I won it. But like, I understand why you would do that, me, because in your position, I've been doing a lot of max there. I've been actually hoping to stack them both, AJ and CD, if he hopefully gets back to me. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Yeah, I feel that but it's definitely AJ Brown, man. Him and Jalen Hurts I'm telling you, they coming back for vengeance, man. So I feel that.
You think so?
Yeah.
You don't think they're gonna slide at all this year?
Bruh.
Not far. I don't feel far.
I'm telling you,
they do got to get past my Cowboys. So that's their only
Oh
option.
man, we're gonna talk about that.
Like I said, anyways, they go. I'm just kidding. Your Cowboys got to get past your Cowboys first.
That's Dak. It's all on Dak.
All right, well, Jeremy, what's up, man? You on the clock, man? Tell me what you think.
Yeah, so there's some solid wide receivers on the board. And if you look at the running backs still here, Jonathan Taylor's the number one running back, and there's a whole situation there. So we stand away from that. For me, it's between Tyreek and Stephon Diggs. I'm gonna go Stephon Diggs. I just like his consistency there. And if you have to choose between the quarterbacks between Tua and Josh Allen, I'm gonna go with the better quarterback. So I'm gonna go Stephon Diggs.
That is crazy. I'm actually surprised that
Consistency.
both of you guys passed up
That's that
Tyreek.
consistency.
That is crazy.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. It's back on me now.
Yes, it is back on you now.
But go ahead. Let me see. So it was Jonathan Taylor and CeeDee Lamb taken.
So
Well,
after,
only thing with Tyreek that gets me is Waddle. Waddle's there.
Waddle's there.
I feel like they just trade off. It's like you're gonna have a Waddle game and then you're gonna have a Tyreek game. It never seems to be the two.
yeah,
That's
I
one
hear
thing
that.
about both of them actually.
So after that Stephon Diggs pick from Jeremy, Tyreek Hill went to 111, 112. Patrick Mahomes in the first round. That is actually like, even though the computer did it at 12, it is a crazy pick for me. I still think that's just too early, dog. Like, even though he's good, he is probably the best quarterback to have. I think in the way this year, that's way too early for him.
That's a wild one.
Yeah, but that's a sleeper computer pick though. You already know right there. That's a. Let me remind you guys that we're still on sleeper. Right? Jesus.
Right.
Christ.
Exactly.
Remind y'all. But all right, Jeremy, you back on the clock, man. So what you thinking? What was your hopes maybe for coming back to the second round? Why you?
I was hoping Nick Chubb was still there. Honestly, to be able to get the RB1 and a RB and a wide receiver one. Look at Drew's already shaking his head. I was hoping to get both at the same time. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go with Nick Chubb. I love that Kareem Hunt's not there anymore. So it's fully his game with Deshaun Watson actually being able to be there a whole offseason. So I'm gonna go Nick Chubb.
Chubb's gonna eat.
Yeah.
See, this is why I say I respect Jay's game, because and I hate to, in any of our drafts, I don't want to be nowhere near him for reasons like this. Because Chubb for that exact reason, I feel like he's another one that's getting slept on, kind of. Everyone's kind of expecting him regressing, but it's like, hey, you see those workouts and all that weight he's pushing up with bending these metal bars, and it's like, dude, it's no joke.
And I think that having Deshaun Watson is going to open it up for him more. I do think he's going to have a big season. That's the reason why I like the spot that you and Jeremy are drafting from, because sometimes if the chance of him to get him in the second round, it's a risk you're going to take, but I would do it. But I've actually did a couple mocks, so I've actually took him at the first rounds of those spots you guys took, and just took whatever those last four receivers were coming back to me, because I think that's how good of a season he's going to have. You know what I'm saying? So I feel that, especially with Kareem Hunt gone.
Yep.
Hell yeah. Drewski, you back on it, man? What's up, man?
So this one I'm definitely I can't go around and pass up a running back, but like Derrick Henry, we know he's there, we know what he can do. That's another one that's like with how much longer is he going to be able to do it at that level? You got Josh Jacobs, that's another situation you're going to kind of stay away from just because it's a little fishy. And then you got my boy Tony Pollard. Now that's one. I'm a big Tony Pollard fan, especially now that Zeke isn't there anymore. And even though he's coming off injury, I feel like we got that. So we still got big power line. We still got great offensive play calling, where it's going to be a lot of him included, and a lot of opportunities for him to score with Zeke on. So that's one we're going to take right there.
Homer pick.
He was going to have one in him. Exactly. He was going to have one. It was going to be Dak, or it was going to have one of them.
Exactly.
That was a Homer pick. Oh, trust me.
Honestly, if CD didn't go like that where he went, then I would have did. I would have doubled up on a receiver for sure. And I would have had to, but.
Yeah, I hear you. Trust me. I feel like the CD pick would be more of a pick than the.
But see, that's not it. But that's another situation where it's like I got Jay picking in front of me, and it's like, you got to call pivots now, right? Just like that.
That's very true. Very true. All right, well, now we're back after that Tony Pollard, Nick Chubb pick from those two. Devontae Adams went next, followed by Amon St. Brown. Another Josh Allen in the second round, which I think is a good pick. Both either him or Mahomes in the second round. I think it's a good pick. I just wouldn't start off with him. Jalen Waddle, we talk about Tyreek Hill kryptonite, went to Team 5, and now we got my man Low back on the clock. What you got for us, Low?
All right. So, I think, as I already said, I'm usually a running back guy. Man, I've been down Henry every damn year, but I'm telling you, man, he's not Superman. He's gonna slow down some years. So, I mean, I wouldn't touch him here. I like Garrett Wilson a lot. I like that Rodgers is there, and Rodgers needs somebody to depend on, and he'll pepper Wilson. But in terms of the value, where am I at? Like two. To be honest, like if I didn't take Kelsey in the first round, I would probably go Wilson here. But to be honest, I got to go RB. And I think at the 9th pick of the second round, I think Jacobs is a steal. He got it. And he earned that bag. And I think he's going to get fed a crap load of touches. I'm going to take Jacobs.
Dude, my whole thing with that, man, I hope we work that contract out.
That's what exactly.
Yeah, if he's there, I mean, he's worth that pick. You know, it's just like.
Period.
Yeah, if he's there, that's no question.
I'm gonna keep it a B with y'all. If he's there, I'm taking him where Bijan was took at 8.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, in my eyes, Josh Jacobs is a first-round talent. In my eyes.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I think that. I think the whole situation is probably the only reason he even drops that low.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. So after that, Josh Jacobs, which I love. You know, Derrick Henry went on Team 3, building up these running backs. I'm back on the clock. Start out with Jamar Chase. So. My thing this year definitely, and I'll say this, I don't want to put too much into this, but it's very hard when you get to this next round about some of these receivers. Garrett Wilson, usually when I've been making these picks, has never really been making it back to me, but I've been seeing a lot of these receivers that are number 2s for their team, and they're going above number 1s for their team. And it's kind of a crazy thing to me. And sometimes I feel like a lot of the fantasy is on people's hopes and dreams and wishes around here. And people will be listening to these analysts and sell them dreams about players just because they expect some things. But at the end of the day, proofs are the pudding. If he's still number 2, he's still number 2 for a goddamn reason. And I'm not here to play around with that. I think that's the one reason why about when I do fantasy, I try to really think realistic and instead of try thinking how most of these people think. So I'm not going to talk too much on it. Me here, I already got a top tier receiver, so I definitely want to get a running back. I think that's going to produce well. With the ones that are there's not many there, but there is one that I do believe in, so I'm going to go with Ramondre Stevenson.
Wow.
Yeah. So after I took Ramondre, Team 1 didn't listen to my advice. You know, he took Smith and Garrett Wilson right after, and now I'm back on the clock. And it's just something that's crazy. And this is the craziest thing too, being in this position that I'm in. So in this position that I'm in, I would love to have another receiver, right? And probably out of the ones that are left right now on my board, the best ones that are kind of left are Chris Olave, T. Higgins, and DK Metcalf. Out of those 3, T. Higgins will be amazing, but drafting Jamar Chase in the second is just who's going to do that? You're going to go all in on the Bengals,
and that goes with your wide receiver
right?
2 role.
Right, and it's so crazy, and it goes to the wide receiver 2 rule, and that's one rule that I rock by. And people, honestly, and it's crazy. If people that know me, if you ever watch my drafts, I rock by that rule, and I've rocked by it for years. I do not take wide receiver 2s before wide receiver 1s that I think that are good enough to go. So, with that being said, I'm definitely going to go on, and you know, this is the part for me where not a lot of the running backs are there that I like because they're all in situations. And then also on top of that, I feel like there's some real good production later on in the draft that I will definitely be speaking on. And I'm actually going with a player that I'm taking a shot on. I kind of passed up not drafting this player last year, and I had him the year prior just because he kind of played me. So at the end of the day, he's a young talent. So we're just going to go ahead and do this, man. DK Metcalf, man.
Okay.
After I take DK, Jalen Hurts goes off the board. Team 3 does not care about the wide receiver position. This is why Sleeper be cracking me up. And my man Low is back on the board.
You know what's funny though? Like I kind of like that Sleeper does that because there's always somebody in the league, and you're like, "What are you doing?" You know what I mean?
Like, yep.
Right.
Like, look at
Not
Team
even a
One.
wild
Team One
card,
has
like
all
a
wides.
lost boy.
Right,
Dude,
exactly. Team One's
Team
all
One has
wide,
all
right?
wides. Team Three has no wides.
Drew, that's normally Dexter in the UC league.
They throw. I'm telling you, they throw a fork in it every time.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna
Does
be
it ever work
honest.
though?
I think this is my least favorite part of the draft because rounds 3 through 5 is loaded with talent. It's loaded with people I like. I'm gonna be honest. Like I low key want Debo. I know he's not gonna come back to me, but I don't want to reach for him here. So it's like, oh man, I love ETN. I'm kind of on the fence with Najee, but I just know he's gonna get a shitload of touches. I like Brees. I don't like him coming off the injury though, and he's on PUP right now.
Yeah.
This is a tough choice right here.
I don't like Brees.
It's a tough.
I don't like Brees because they're flirting with Dalvin Cook too much. It's like,
I don't like that either. Hey, if Dalvin's there, I'm off.
What about Stevenson then?
That's what I'm saying. But the thing
you grabbed him.
But the thing about it is, if you know one thing about the Patriots, they will bring Dalvin Cook in. But if he asks, he ain't gonna play. They know what they got in Ramondre, so they will turn around and get that boy the ball because he's literally he started off the camp 2 years ago when he started breaking. Actually, no, this past year when he was breaking out, and they were saying he was down in the number 3 back. You know what I'm saying? Like a couple years ago, everybody was like, "Bro, what do you mean he's the best? He's the best player in your team."
They keep him humble over there.
Yeah, keep him humble. That's what it is. That's good. And for me, like I said, with making that pick, the reason why I go with Stevens is because yes, I was actually kind of hoping that Team 3 had took a running back, and I was going to take a little flyer on Derek, but they didn't. But Ramondre, I feel at the end of the day, cook no cook, he's going to produce. So
yeah.
Go ahead,
exactly. Especially without him there for sure.
It's a tough one for you, Lo. What you got?
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie. I'm low key tilting a little bit. I'm low key tilting.
The toughest.
But you know what? I will not reach. I as much as I kind of want to, I will not reach. I'm gonna take the safe pick here. I'll take Olave. He's the top target. He's a burner. I trust Derek Carr to get him the ball. So
I really like that pick. Yeah,
I respect that. I respect that.
That's a good pick.
Hey, you know one thing about Derek? You could have thrown that thing far.
Right, exactly. He could give the ball better than Andy Dalton for sure.
So after that Chris Olave pick from Low, we got Team 5 taking Joe Burrow. Mark Andrews is the number 2 tight end off the board in the 3rd round. Honestly, that's crazy. The farthest I've seen him last. Then we got Brees Hall, Najee Harris, and Drewski is back on the clock in round 3.
Yes, this is where it gets tough.
Mm-hmm. Hey, remember, no trip. You ain't staying with this team.
Right, exactly. But
but the internet gonna see this, Drew. So you gotta,
definitely. There's still a few running backs that I liked where I feel like would make it around. Receiver wise, I feel like it's starting to get those top dogs getting a little slim on those ones. This one I really like. I like T. Higgins a lot. I'm still a T. Higgins fan, even though he's a wide receiver too. I really like T. Higgins a lot. But one I feel like is really going to have a good season this year, bouncing back coming after a year off, is Calvin Ridley with Trevor Lawrence, and that's a that's a risk, but that's one I really think is going to work out and going to surprise a lot of people this season.
Hey, the Jags are looking hot this year, man.
I like that. They said I've seen a few of them highlight videos. He's looking good. He's had a year off. I think he's coming fresh.
I think the Jags is definitely somebody like you have to have one of their weapons this year. Whether it's Kirk or if it's ETN, Lawrence, like you got to have somebody from the Jags on your team for sure.
I'm gonna just tip my hat.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna say too much after that.
I didn't have the balls to take him where I took Olave, so but I respect it.
I'm saying like this.
Olave would definitely goes before him for sure.
My thing with really is I like him, but just in that where you took him, I get kind of why you took him where you took him. The talent on the board is not there. If I didn't, for me personally, I don't know, maybe I would have went to T. Higgins because he's more proven, but I believe in really so much. But I just don't know if I'd be able to take him at that spot in the 3rd. You know what I'm saying?
That's how it's gonna be for whoever picks him. I feel
Yeah.
like you're gonna take him early, and then you're gonna just hope it works out for you.
Yeah, but I'm actually very high on Ridley this year. You know what I'm saying? Very.
But
high.
this is the quick swing around pick, so it swings around and it's not too many picks between where it comes back around. If this was on the other end, it might have been I don't know if I was taking that and allowing that to skip that many players between next two.
I hear you. All right, well, after that, Calvin really went. Jeremy, my bad. You were speaking. Go ahead. You on the clock, though, also, sir.
Yeah, like I think it depends on who's after you, like you said, Drew. Like if you know somebody, like, okay, I know what their strategy is behind, like maybe I can take them the first time around, but I can't take them the second time around. They probably won't be here.
Exactly.
So I'm looking at two things. I think I need another. I think I need another running back. I'm not excited about what's going on right now. ETN, maybe. Gibbs is exciting too. Gibbs is really exciting. I do think I might be able to get him again if he comes back around. So I'm going to get my quarterback, and I'm going to go Lamar. I'm going to go Lamar here.
He got the bag.
Yeah. And I'm excited to see what
field.
I'm excited to see what he can do with OBJ, and they did upgrade a lot of the positions for him. Zay Flowers, obviously Mark Andrews has been his guy for a lot of years now. So yeah, that's what I'm going. Who did they take after me?
Higgins.
Yeah. For me at that point,
what you think?
I still think Lamar is one of the top 3 quarterbacks. Honestly. I think honestly it's crazy because out of the 5 that got took, you can damn near, for me, minus Joe Burrow, just because he doesn't have the rushing factor of them. You can like group all of them together and take either of them in any position that they were took throughout the draft, and I would not be mad at you. Yeah. So getting him out of that group at the back end where you got him, I understand it. Of course, like I said, there's a couple other quarterbacks that I do like, but he's probably the last of the top 5 that I like to take at that spot. But hey, after that, Team 11 took T. Higgins, so I'm very surprised he fell that far. Travis Etienne with the Team 12 and Kenneth Walker, and then Debo is at 11. Sorry, Low, no homer picks for you.
So I'm gonna make this quick. This is the tough part about rookies. This is a really tough. Gibbs is right in your face, but I need to see it first. I'm always afraid of what's going on over there. I need to see it. You know what I mean? I think Keenan Allen has been like really successful. He's been consistent. He got hurt last year, but he's been Herbert's favorite weapon. Even when Mike Williams was there, he's been his favorite weapon over the years. So I'm gonna go Keenan Allen. I don't want to press the button yet.
That's your guy.
I know. That is my guy to keep it. I did just trade him, but he's been consistent, man.
So I'm gonna go
Keenan. I'm gonna go Keenan now. I still seen videos of him still going crazy this summer, so he still got it. So I'm gonna go Keenan Allen.
For sure. That's not a bad pick, man. You can never go
trying
wrong
to talk me into it. He probably had somebody he had in mind. He's trying to talk me into it.
He wanted that Gibby.
I thought you were going with the Gibbs pick. Yeah. But that, like you said, that's another one. It's like, it's how much of Dave Montgomery signing too. It's like they paid him some money. It's like, it's not they're not gonna sit him out.
But it's gonna be the same thing that happened last year with Williams and what's his name? Get it down to the goal line. You get that shit to Montgomery. Like, unless Gibbs just blows it out and scores when he gets it, he gonna get to the goal line and be on the sideline staring at Montgomery taking his touchdowns. I had Swift.
That hurt having Swift. Yeah, that hurt having Swift with that.
Yeah.
I was mad every time they got in the red zone. I damn near, when you got red zone on, I'd like, man, put something.
He had 20 touchdowns last year.
I was gonna say there was a couple of games Jamal had 2 or 3, almost pulled a hat trick. I was like, this is crazy.
Ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Did my man get 1?
Oh yeah, he wanted Swift busted 20+ yards to get it down there inside the 5, and then they're throwing Williams, and it's like, oh, come on. Hurt.
He be dirty. Yeah. But after that, he did take Keenan Allen and Drewski. What's up, man? What you talking?
See, this is where I got to go running back in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
Top, Mixon dealing with that whole situation. We don't even know if the NFL suspended him on that stuff. He did take a pay cut to stay with the team. I still think he's going to eat. Gibbs is the gamble.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's where it gets a little tough. Because this is where everyone that's on the board pretty much has some type of competition going on in the backfield with them, which is kind of where the league is at right now. That's why you got your top guys that are going to eat and get the full workhorse load, but you always got a RB1 and a RB2.
Yep.
I think someone that I like that's been consistent, that I think is still going to eat and get some money. This is one of Jay's guys too, kind of Aaron Jones.
That is my guy.
I think he's a good pick. Just he's a consistent guy that's year in, year out. I think at this point in the draft, with him being there and the other running backs on the board, that's a good pick right there.
That is my guy.
And it's crazy if you look at all the teams that after people that went after you, it was all of those running backs with situations, and most of those teams, which team 7 and team 8, honestly, it's kind of crazy what they did. They already had 2 solids and went and got
what's up, Lo?
The question. So
I'm hella mad.
I saw him like this.
Man, no, because so I heard Drew going on. Oh, I need a running back. I was like, cool. I'm looking at receiver right now, and honestly, I wanted Nuke. Nuke, man. I think Duke, he's still got juice, and I like Tannehill. He's not a bad quarterback. Tannehill can feed him the ball. Like when AJ was there, him and AJ did work. Yep. I think Nuke's gonna eat. So
yeah, they doubted him,
dude. And the thing that's crazy is I think Duke coming really updid Derrick Henry's draft stock to me. Before Nuke was coming, I had no interest in Henry. Now that they have D-Hop, I have full interest in Henry. I have a lot more interest in Henry than a lot of other people might, just because
he's gonna open up a little more room for him now.
I hope you're right, man. I got him in the.
I mean, we see what Tatum did with AJ Brown. He
went off.
That connection go with D-Hop, yeah.
So, but after that, Aaron Jones pick by Drewski, like I said, running backs. We had Jahmyr Gibbs, Alvin Kamara go to team 7, Joe Mixon come off the board to team 6, and team 5, Rob, my man, Low. Shout out team 5. I like a team 5 right now. Sniping Low, you know what I'm saying? Robin, my man, Low for Duke. Low, what you feeling, man? Are you panic picking now?
I got sniped by the computer, man. No, well, to be honest,
are we tilted?
Yeah, I got you.
No. So this is actually why I wanted to take Kelsey, because normally I would probably go quarterback here. Like I like Fields, I like Herbert, but since I took Kelsey, I gotta wait on quarterback. Like I gotta stock up on running backs.
You got the points to do it. Yeah, you got points to do it. Yeah, understandable. Yep.
Man, it's kind of tough. Like, I love Scary Terry, but I don't even know who the hell his quarterback is. Is it Brissett? Is it goddamn Sam Howell? I don't know.
Hey, Sam, Sam, I think I am the man. How? Hey, I don't know, man. I think he might ball out, bro. He might.
To be honest,
whoever's been there, he has put up numbers. Whoever has been there, so I do got to give him that. But go ahead.
So
go ahead.
I'm taking a long look at Dameon Pierce. I like the way he played last year. He was a hard runner. I like that style.
Mm-hmm.
But all that being said, I'm a Deshaun truther, even though he's kind of a creepo scumbag, feeling up on girls and shit. I think he's gonna be back, and I still believe in Amari. So I'll take Amari Cooper as a solid, safe pick. He'll get peppered with targets. So.
Consistency. That's another consistent one.
For sure.
Yeah, bro. See, you're right. This is why we don't like drafting around each other, bro.
Hey, you wanted Amari?
I wasn't even. Honestly, I wasn't gonna say nothing. I was gonna hit the button like y'all know what it is. Like, come on, bro. That
right there.
Imagine in a league just starting out with Jamar Chase, DK Metcalf, and Amari Cooper. Every single one of them were a top 10 receiver at some point. You know what I'm saying? We're a good receiver, and they all have the potential to still running back. And that was kind of a plan for me. And it goes back to what I was telling y'all. If you a wide receiver fucking 2, you are a wide receiver fucking 2. So for me, I can't trust them. But they're all wide receiver 1s. But I love that pick. Definitely love that pick. I was literally just praying to God, because that Scary Terry decision is a big one. and it's hard to pass on Scary Terry at this point in your draft. Yes, like Jeremy said, no matter who's been there, he's always produced. But this is one of those times, the person that is there, we really don't know what the hell Sam Hill is going to do. So I'm not going to take too long on this pick. There's some running backs there that I like. But like I said, I have a couple that I'm willing to wait for a little more down the road. And I feel like, especially in the PPR league that we have, it's always good to make sure that you're building a good team. And I'm also kind of going to play a little ADP war here. You know what I'm saying? There's, the two quarterbacks that are on the board are two that I'm interested in. It's only one more pick coming back to me. So I'm kind of, more willing to take the position that I want, even though knowing that the number one guy has no running backs. But at the end of the day, there isn't really any that I'm really like salivating over, even though right now I only have one. So with that being said, this is gonna be the craziest thing ever.
Oh shit!
I'm gonna actually take the upside with these two receivers. I mean, these two quarterbacks that I like, and pray for a bounce back season from somebody that had a down season last year. And with the new offensive coordinator, I feel that Kellen Moore, your old offensive coordinator, is gonna really break open this man's game, because I think that he has a way better arm and a little bit more talent than Dak. So with that said, we are going to take the Herb E monster.
Yeah,
look at T1.
I miss Kellen Moore, but yeah, that's that. I like that. He's gonna put Herbert in. Yeah, he's gonna put him in position to win.
What is Team One doing, man?
T1 is here.
Right, T1 is they just want to take all the receivers. They just want
Zero RB. Zero
I
RB.
respect it. I respect taking the chance.
That's crazy.
So with that actually happening, which is crazy, because I kind of did hope that Scary Terry would make it to me in the second round. And that's also why I definitely didn't take him, because I wanted my quarterback. I had a feeling that T1 would take a quarterback, and it'd be the one that I took and not the one that was one on the board. Because at the end of the day, I like Justin Fields. I like the talent he is. I like how good he can be. But I played him last year in a chip, and dudes was hella juice. And I literally told him, like, bro, he's really not that. Like, let's be honest, bro. You got to be able to throw some to be able to get something done. You can't run them all day. So I went with Herbert. So with where I'm at now, and this is a good thing to learn for people that want to learn the game. When you have a pick, and sometimes one of the people that you really want to get took, and there's a bunch of other options, tilting comes, and you just kind of look at your team and just kind of figure out a way to balance. And this is a lot of the time where best available on the board is always a good thing. But this is one thing I'm actually gonna take a chance on this guy. And actually, Lo kind of mentioned it earlier. I've been actually picking him a lot. I think that this kid has a good chance of being good. I like going with young running backs that are in kind of around contract time. And also they're on a team. This guy is on a team that has a rookie quarterback. So they're going to need to, dump it off and really try to run the ball. So I'm actually going to go with Dameon Pierce.
Respect that.
So after I took Dameon Pierce, J.K. Dobbins went, and then Lowe is next.
We're even, bro.
Got you. I know.
Because I kind of hoped he'd come back to me, bro.
I got you. I know.
You mentioned him.
Yep.
Shit. See, I laid out my strategy already. So
I got it.
Shit. All right. Well, I'm gonna be honest. Man, it's so tempting to take DJ Moore here. I've always liked this kid. He's never had a good quarterback, and I'm not saying Justin Fields isn't a good quarterback, but you're right, Rosh. His passing needs some work, so he needs to really. Yeah, he needs to. I don't trust it yet.
I gotta see it first. Like Jeremy says, I gotta see it first.
Yeah, man. Honestly, I want to stay balanced. I like the opportunity for this guy. I'm not excited for the offense, but I also think the offense is going to run through him. So I'm gonna take Booby Miles.
Yeah.
Your man Sanders. I like that pick. I definitely like that pick.
And it's okay, like if you miss out on somebody because like you haven't seen it yet, like we're saying I wouldn't be mad if I missed out on McLaurin because like you said, we don't know what Sam Howell is. So I would be okay if I missed out on him the first year or with Sam Howell or Gibbs the first time around. Like I'm not gonna be mad at myself because of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, me either. So yeah. I definitely adopt that same thinking strategy for you.
If you really want him, you could trade for him later.
right?
Hey,
And you know me.
available?
You know me. I be striking a hard bargain on there. You know what I'm saying? So after Lowe's pick of Miles Sanders, which is a great pick, CJ Watson went next. Drake London, another Atlanta person that will never be on my team.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence, George Kittle, and my man Drewski is back on the block. And I definitely want to say just one quick thing, on Trevor Lawrence. I think he's gonna have an amazing year this year.
Yeah.
To be honest, man. That's actually, and I don't care. People, y'all can listen to this. Yes, that is somebody I'm targeting. So don't even try to play me. I don't care. I will end up with him some way, somehow.
Hey, if I didn't take Kelsey, bro, I probably would have took Lawrence where I took Miles. So
Yep, I hear you. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, that's why Ridley has to eat.
right, right, exactly.
Yeah.
So Drewski, what you thinking, man?
So this one I like, and this is a player that's definitely let me down. I'm sure he's let a lot of people down in fantasy over the years. But I just like his situation. I always felt like he needed a change of scenery for this to work out. And he's on the right team. Typically, I don't like going with a bunch of players that are on the same team. But again, as a Cowboy fan, it's crazy. I'm picking these Philly players, but I'm going to Swift this late in the draft. I think is a good pick this late just because I think he has a lot of upside.
Do you think he's going to be the RB1?
I think he will be the RB1.
I think so too. Yeah.
I think
I was
he's
just saying,
one.
hold on.
I think he'll
Didn't
for
Penny
sure
just
have
get
his
hurt?
chance to be the RB1.
Penny did just get hurt again, but I still think that this boy can't stay healthy. But the thing about it is neither can Swift. So it's leading to the point where one go get hurt, the other come back. But I do like that pick just because Penny can't stay hurt. But I do think that from what I've been reading on some camp reports that they are acting as Penny as 1A. But at the end of the day, camp just started. So hey, we never know what's gonna happen. And I do like Swift a lot. I like him a lot. And I especially like him in Philly.
That's the tough part about the running back position, and now with fantasy, it's always a 1A and a 1B, and it switches off. You could have the star, you could have the 1A, and it's the guy you drafted, and then all of a sudden this dude comes out of nowhere. It's like Jaylen Warren. So Jaylen Warren with Najee Harris. So Jaylen Warren he started getting these carries and doing something with him, where it got to a point where it's like you got to give him something. You're not gonna you got to give him something. And so they aided Najee. Now that's another one actually. Did Najee go already? Where did Najee go?
Yeah, Najee went.
Where did he go in the draft?
Third round.
Third round, exactly.
Right.
I guess that's
before he took
that's
Ridley.
respectable. That's respectable for his draft potential.
It sucks, dude, because Najee's first year he went off, and after that, it just
exactly.
like it's weird how he lost some distraction.
I think we all agree there's a few guys that we're staying away from that we actually haven't mentioned, and I think Najee is on that list for a lot of us.
Exactly. That's why I didn't even look back and see. I'm curious to see where he even went.
Yeah.
I feel like it matters where I'm at in the draft, but it would be a third round pick for me. But it matters who is there and who's not there. That I would take a risk on them, but there's a lot of other players around that area that I probably would just take instead because But Jeremy, what's up, man? You on the clock, man? What we looking at?
So all right. So I need a running back, and I also need a tight end. And I do think in this spot, I think you need to take if there's an elite tight end, then I think you should take him here first. Because if you look at the running backs, there's still some good running backs. Like I like Cam Akers for the Rams. Like there's not a lot of competition there. Connors, their team sucks, but he's gonna get a lot of touches. Pacheco. I think there's some reports that there's another guy coming out of nowhere that might get some touches from him. So I'll wait on the running back. I think there'll be somebody else they'll come back to me. So I'm gonna go tight end here and take Goddard. I think for me, I just don't like Kyle Pitts. I'll be honest. I'm sorry, I don't like Kyle Pitts. And I want to take a tight end that has he's like the Mark Andrews for Lamar Jackson. He's on a good team. He was putting up crazy numbers before he got hurt towards the end of the year and made me lose my work league. So I had Goddard last year. So I'm locked into what Hurts and Goddard do. I'm locked into that. So I'm taking Goddard here.
So after Goddard was took, Jerry Jones goes, and then DJ Moore finally off the board. Darren Waller before Kyle Pitts. That's crazy. Team 12.
Wow.
That's crazy. And then Chris Godwin
Wow.
on team 11, and Jeremy's back on the board. But just to touch on your Dallas Goedert pick, I like that, but I will be honest, and for me, that's probably a round too early for me. But
Okay.
if you want a tight end that bad, and you don't like Pitts or Waller, I definitely love that pick because I literally love Goddard. I love the fact that Goddard gives you Mark Andrew production, but you can get him at such a later round.
Yeah.
And the only thing that sucks is he
Yeah.
maybe just doesn't get as many touchdowns. But even Mark Andrews really ain't been Mark Andrews the past couple of years. So it's like at this point, unless you started with Kelsey like Lowe did, you're taking a swing at the fence with whoever though you pick up.
Facts. It gets scarce a little bit towards the end with tight ends. It gets a little
Yeah.
but I do want to see what Waller does for the Giants. I think that's an interesting spot for him. All right,
can I real quick? I just want to notice, like, because I would never take Mahomes in the first round, like in a normal league like this. But Team 12 looks kind of nice, even though they did that. It's weird. They're looking kind of nice over there.
Yeah.
They are looking kind of nice,
especially for a PPR league. Yeah, think about that.
Steedy,
for
Waller,
a PPR
ETN,
league,
I like it.
I actually like the Waller pick. That's another one of those players with a change of scenery that I don't know. I feel like I've been doing some good things in camp, and it's just I think they're really going to utilize him how he's supposed to be over there.
I think.
Wait, hold on. That sounded like a shot, Drew. That sounded like a shot.
It was.
Hold on.
It's okay. It's okay.
I feel like they're going to use him right. Hold on.
The Raiders, when they had the game plan for him. He was a weapon, and I don't know where in the game plan that it veered off, and he wasn't a part of it no more because that was a huge part of success. But yeah,
I don't know. My man got the bag.
That's a whole other conversation, though.
Hey, blame Josh McDaniels, man. I don't know what the hell he was doing.
Yeah, McDaniels came. Yeah.
Look, I'm gonna save this for next week. Next week is, man.
But I do think I do want to get up after this round. I do want to just ask you guys about your teams while we have you guys about the Niners and Cowboys, just like your off-season moves while we're drafting. So we're getting kind of late into this draft. So maybe after this round we can get into that. So I'm gonna go.
My idea is power through these next couple of rounds. We'll just let everybody touch on their picks and
that's fine.
What's the teams?
I'm going Cam Akers. Like I said, I just feel like he doesn't have a lot of competition. I feel like the Rams, not a lot of competition there for him. So I'm gonna go Cam Akers here. I'm not a big fan of Madison here, so I'm going there.
Cam Akers supposed to be the guy. That's what they're saying, and they say they're gonna feed him like it. So I'm not mad at that pick either. It's just one of the things you kind of gotta see what happens but at the end of the day, the good thing for him is I think they let Darrell Henderson go, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. Sony Michel retired out of nowhere.
So at the end of the day, he ain't got much competition besides them bum other dudes who's behind him that don't nobody know who that is. So, but so after that Cam Akers pick, Drewski back on the clock, homie.
Yeah, so I think we got to go receiver here, and this one that I like is it's a new situation for him. I'm interested to see how it's going to work out, just like I'm sure a lot of other people are. But I think he's a great big receiver that I like, and he's been pretty consistent. But we'll have to see if he could do it with a new quarterback. But Michael Pittman with the Colts.
Mm-hmm. I really like Michael Pittman. It's just so hard because we talked about this on the last episode about one of the storylines that we had coming up, and Anthony Richardson was one of my top storylines. So I definitely want to see how Michael Pittman does. I just don't
exactly.
And I'm actually kind of willing to risk it too. So I feel that
it's one of those. It's gonna be a great pick. It's gonna work out, or Richardson's gonna struggle, and so will Pittman because
they're tied together.
Yep. And so for all my listeners in here, so after that, Michael Pittman went for Drewski, and then after Drew to team 8, we got Madison. Team 7, Marquise Brown. Team 6 took Dalvin Cook. I don't know what Team 6 doing. I'm gonna be real with you.
I like Hollywood Brown though.
I do like
Team 5 took the swing on Kyle Pitts, and now my man Lowe on the clock.
This is tough spot.
So I know exactly what I want here. I got a lot of options for it. I had Kirk last year. I liked his chemistry with Lawrence, but Ridley does take a little bit of his steam a little bit. So I like Mike Williams, but I don't trust him to stay on the field ever. I like Lockett. He's getting a little older, though. And call me a homer, but my man just had his first 1,000-yard season. Has good chemistry with Brock Purdy, so I'm gonna take my boy Brandon Ayuk.
I like that pick.
Good pick. Good pick.
I like that. I like that.
Joe wasn't picking that boy. You know it.
I like it.
Dude, you know the crazy. So you want to know the craziest thing? Why? And what I want to say about picking it. I'm not trying to bag on the Niners. It's funny because I always get that I be bagging on the Niners, but every time I pick a Niner, bad season. Brandon Ayuk, I picked him the year. I picked him the next year after when he came back when he was supposed to break out. I picked him over T. Higgins that year. Didn't do nothing. That was the year he threw a pout fit and all that stuff and didn't see the field. Hella mad. Past year, he goes off. Last year, I picked up Debo, thinking Debo was gonna have a season he had before. Goes belly up. I'm like, man, that's why I'm like, I gotta stay away from y'all. I think it's just the amount of arguing I do with Niner fans. It's like they're like, nah, we can't let him have it. They just can't let it. We can't let him have it. But with me being on the clock, we'll make this one quick. I kind of been looking at this player the whole time, and hopefully Low didn't snipe me, and I'm juiced about it. So with me, this is actually a crazy thing because there's actually a couple of receivers that I like here. And me being at the spot that I'm at, looking at team one, this is one thing that I try to tell people for strategy wise. Look at the teams around you and try to see what they need and where they're at, to make sure how you're balancing your team. And you can see they need a running back, right? There's 4 running backs up here. And honestly, out of all 4, there's 3 that I don't like, which is the craziest shit. And the one that I like is one that people are going to look at me for why I like them. So I'm just going to make the pick and then we go talk about it, man. Javonte, man.
I like that.
I felt like I built a solid enough team running back wise to be able to play him. And if, he still has some time to come back week 2 or week 3, he, has that. And then Sean Payton being there, you see when Sean Payton did from Alvin Kamara. And I feel like he is literally another version of Alvin Kamara. So
it's a good pick.
Yeah, at 6'11", you can't be mad at that at all.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I'll just say I don't think he's gonna be ready for week 1, but I mean, you can afford to wait.
Exactly.
Here I'll be afford to wait. And me, James Conner, I feel like he's gonna play with the rookie. He's gonna see the box all day. I already have a lot of running backs that I wouldn't want to have to lock up my other spot. So, but with that being said, this is actually a good thing because there was 2 receivers I was looking at, and they're both here for me. And like I told y'all how I like to do it, I got two, and I'm not going to be able to get one because I already got his counterpart. This is easy. If you're a wide receiver 1, you're a wide receiver 1 for a reason to hope you eat. So we're going to take Mike
Evans.
Consistency.
At this point, and yeah, go ahead, Drew.
That the thing with now that he's gone off the board, I'm surprised to see in this mock draft that Godwin would go over Mike Evans.
That's been happening a lot.
That there. So personally, what would you guys are you taking say whatever minus all the other players? Who are you choosing, Mike Evans or Godwin first on your draft board if you're picking one? If you had to pick one,
I'm looking at Baker Mayfield. And I think he's more like short yardage, 10 to 15 yard range, and that's a good way.
That's a good way to look at it.
Godwin for me.
That's a good way to look at it.
Also, in general, I'm a PPR guy, so I like targets. And also, I don't know if you guys remember, Mike Evans was having a really bad year last year, and then week 17 he had like 3 touchdowns. Everyone's like, "Oh, it's like I can't wait for the big games. I can't."
So it's crazy.
1,000 yards though.
He did.
Yeah, but
and that's what I'm saying. Consistency.
It was rough.
The crazy thing is, Chris Godwin with the PPR targets. If you remember, who that quarterback was at that time. You know what I'm saying? That's Tom Brady, and that's what he did. And looking at how you said Baker Mayfield, the funny thing, Baker Mayfield may be able to throw them short things, but if we know one thing, if you watch Baker Mayfield the year, he loves to try to take a shot down the field every time that he can. He still thinks he's in Oklahoma.
And just give a chance.
Just throw that shit up. And at the end of the day, who's one of the best jump ball receivers in the league right now is Mike Evans. So for me, this is a touchdown upside pick. This is one of those to win you the week pick. This is one of those like, Mike Evans gave me 2 tugs and 50 yards. Yeah, I would. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody else produced. That's my thing. I always try to go to consistency, and I always try to go to a player I know that's going to eventually break out. So, and then after I took Mike Evans, Isaiah Pacheco went off the board. Low is back on the clock, and I'm telling you, Team 3 does not like receivers. This boy is tripping. This boy got McCaffrey, Henry, Hurts, Hawkinson.
So
Dobbins,
I'll be pretty
Cowboys.
quick. I really like Deontay and I really like George Pickens, but I don't like Kenny Pickett. I don't trust that offense for shit. So this is actually pretty easy for me. I love this kid. I've drafted him ever since he was a rookie. I'm not every single year, but I like his talent, and I think he's better than Jamal Williams. So I'm going with Monty.
Yes, that is true. You do have him a lot. You've always had him a lot. That is true.
That's my boy.
Man. So after low picks, my man Dave Montgomery, Tyler Lockett goes off the board to team 5. Team 6 goes Deontay Johnson. Ricard White goes team 7. The rookie Jordan Addison, team 8. Finally win and see when he goes off the board. And then now we got Drew on the clock, back on pick 8. Pick number 8, round 7.
So this is why this is late this late in the draft, and when you need a tight end, this is why I try to prioritize personally Kelsey. Look, so just like Lowe did with Kelsey, you're debating getting him that early just because it's slim pickings. It's a very far drop off from those. Once you pass Kelsey, I mean, even from Kelsey to Mark Andrews, it's a drop off. But once you get below that, it's tough. So then it's like you're kind of throwing flyers out there with the tight ends. But I do need a quarterback. I hope my guy has a good season this season. One thing about it is our offense puts up numbers and we do score a lot. So I'll go Dak Prescott in this situation.
Oh, he took his boy.
I took my boy.
So you know what?
He says he's not throwing 10 interceptions this year. So I hope that doesn't mean
well, hey,
hip thrust.
Well, he already threw one in the preseason already.
Man, you saw Diggs, boy. I love the competition. You saw Diggs on him already.
I seen it. Hey,
I think this is no. Go ahead.
That is legendary, bro. That hip thrust is legendary, bro.
You know what? I think this is a good transition to ask you, Drew, about your Cowboys, and Lo, I want to get your opinion on your Niners. So, Drew, man, I'm gonna make this pick, but you lost the last 2 years in the playoffs to Lowe's San Francisco 49ers. Obviously, you live in the Bay, so how is it? How is it first off living in the Bay as a Cowboy fan? I know your brother, who's in our league, is a diehard Niner fan. So how is it, just being a Cowboy fan in the Bay, and also like how are you feeling about your team this year?
Before you go off, I know you about to go off.
It hasn't
Make
been
your next 2 picks.
I got you. I'm about to take it.
It hasn't been terrible because I haven't had to watch them win a ring before we've won a ring. It's like I feel like we have these debates and we all go back to the glory days in the 90s when we last hit these Super Bowls and all this stuff. As of recent, it hurts because I was actually in Dallas for that playoff loss. I was at Levi's for this playoff loss. So as of recent, my debates and my arguments are getting it's getting slim now. And the thing is it's crazy because here we are again about to play them in October in Levi's again for a third one. And
you better stay your ass at home.
We cannot. I mean that would make it tough. That's going to make it tough. I don't know if I'm going to be able to rock my Cowboy gear too heavy during the season after if we lose the third one in a row. That's going to be a tough one.
Oh my God!
Honestly, my football seasons consist of heavy debates. Heavy. It's never on the same page. I've never felt that love of watching a Raider game with my fellow Raider fans or a Niner game with my fellow Niner fans. I've always been that odd man out, but hey, it makes for good debate.
Hey, that's my name, King Debate. Hey, with that being said, hey Drew, I feel you. Just to touch on the picks that were made. So, Jeremy did pick up AJ Dillon. Heavy running back, I see you. Pat Fryermuth went next. George Pickens, Quentin Johnson, a rookie for Team 12. Damn, Team 12 is actually looking kind of nice.
Team 12 got it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Deshaun Watson goes next to Team 11. Jeremy actually makes a rookie.
It's a wild card, man.
Jackson Smith and Nick Boy.
Dylan and Jig.
I definitely that Jackson Smith pick. That's a question for me. I've been really going back and forth on that man this year. Like
Yeah.
I'm not a. It's like I said, for me, I've been doing fantasy football for years, and I have been a truther of consistency, and it's got me to where I've been every time. It's got me close in the playoffs to the finals. It's always been. Sometimes it sucks because I don't get the win because I don't have that player. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like this year, and I see you doing that, thinking about it now. I should start considering it because one of the 1 years that I didn't win the league is when I took a flyer on Odell Beckham when he had first came out, and that shit wasn't the league. So
Yeah, I'd rather take a wild card here for a rookie as opposed to the first round because this is not going to kill me if it doesn't work out.
That's
right.
That's very true.
Like I took Olave last year around the same time in one of my leagues, and he produced for me. So I think this is a good spot to take a wild card. Like the Bijan, cool if it works out, but this is where you should probably look at more rookies right here.
For sure. Well, Juicy on the clock, my boy.
Yes, we're gonna go. I'm gonna go tight end just to fill out the squad. We need tight end. This is like I said, it's not much talent there, so it's even one of those options where you could even decide to go with some other talent at another position and still go to tight end later. One tight end that I do like just because Justin Fields loves his safety valve, and he got this new contract now. But I think Cole Kmet is a solid late round tight end to pick up.
Yeah. Damn, Team 7 sniped me, man. I was hoping my man Evan Ingram was for the fall.
Yeah. Ingram was another one, but we really I tried it. I already got the
a lot of Jags on the board.
A bit. Yeah.
It is. So after Jackson Smith, Drew goes with Cole Kmet, Tua Tagovailoa. Team 8 goes off next. Team 7 snipes me Evan Ingram. We got Kadarius Toney and James Cook. Ooh, Team 5, I like that pick.
How do you guys feel about the James Cook hype?
I think it's gonna be good this year, bro. I think he's gonna.
It helps that Zach Moss broke his arm.
Right. Zach Moss.
I haven't seen Buffalo really run the ball effectively yet. That's one of those I still got to see it. I don't know who was the guy that was there before him.
Singletary.
Singletary. Like
he's
he was never.
Now.
But and Liam Himes is out. He gonna have to do everything at this point.
Yeah.
So unless they turn around to bring in Brandon Cooks, like I said, they should have. But I mean, Dalvin Cook. But the money won't listen to me.
It's gonna be interesting.
Ring,
so low after this, man, I want to hear about your Niners, man. So after this pick, I want to.
I can do that real quick.
What you feeling? Yeah, go ahead.
Obviously, I can't be too mad. We made it to the NFC Championship. How many? 3 or 4 seasons in a row now, almost 3 seasons in a row now. We're right there. I feel like our talent is there. I think signing Javon Hargrave was a big signing. I think that's going to help solidify a defense that's already good. My only thing is I was such a Trey Lance believer, so I kind of feel bad for the kid. But to be honest, it's like, I think at this point, if he's not earning his spot in the field, it says a lot. And Brock Purdy played his ass off. So, I mean, at the end of the day, as a fan, whoever wins this ball game, that's who I'm going to root for. But I believe in Trey Lance. I thought he had potential, so we'll see.
I'm going to say this. And Drew, Low, it's funny because in his league, that was a big argument I got into with a bunch of Dodger fans. And I said it. And they got so mad at me.
Yeah, they get touchy.
We still don't know what we got from Trey at this point. Like, and that's the thing that's crazy. Is like he's coming into year 3 now, and we still don't know what he is.
I think my biggest problem is that we traded damn near 2 first rounders for him. So that's what thing that bothers me.
Hey, but you got your first round pick in Purdy. Honestly, let's be honest. that kid has been balling. I'll be real with you. Yeah. He's been balling. And I didn't expect that. I thought it was gonna be over. Like when he won the first playoff game, I'm like, okay, that's fine. The second one, I'm like, all right, come on, bro, get out of here.
Yeah.
What I felt they were gonna do is I felt like they were gonna be, because they spent so much draft capital on Trey Lance and because of the injury to Purdy, I thought it was gonna be a situation where they're gonna be like, we're not gonna rush Purdy in and prep Trey Lance for week 1. And then if he can't get out there and actually prove himself within those first couple weeks, then it's like, okay, cool. Now we know we got Purdy and let's go throw Purdy in and let's get the show going. But I don't know. It's just looking like I don't know who they're gonna
rocking with. Everybody in our camp is saying Brock week 1. So We'll see.
Like I said last week on the pod, I think Trey Lance is out of here before week 1, and I'm gonna stick by
Yeah,
that.
he did say that.
I'm,
I
I'm
think
gonna
it's gonna be
stick by
hard.
that.
But
Before week
All right.
one,
Well,
What's up? What you got?
He's out of here. Go
yeah.
ahead, Lo.
Well, I feel like Roche, you know exactly what I'm looking at right here, man. This is one of those guys that I've always just liked his talent, and I like him more this year because JD McKissick is gone. So I'm gonna take my boy Gibson.
All right, so y'all gotta understand why this is a funny pick for us. So we gotta give you some context. So the year Antonio Gibson came out, right, his rookie year, I drafted him. And I thought it was a snipe where I sniped him. And he was it was funny. It was one of those things. Low looked at me and he was just like, "Oh, I can't believe you." Da, da, da. But Low had drafted Patrick Mahomes and Kyler Murray first pick. And I think it was you had Patrick Mahomes first round. Kyler Murray was your third round, right? And I pretty much by the end of the draft, I made a deal and I ended up with Kyler Murray. And then Antonio Gibson, he had a decent season. But
it wasn't like
it
wasn't what I
compared
wanted.
to what the trade was, and everybody like looked at Low like you really let Rashad finesse you for Kyler Murray. But the thing that sucks though, I will say, it sucked because it comes full circle. The next year I kept Kyler Murray and he played me. So it was we both got the short end of the stick, but it was funny, man. That shit was hella funny.
Man,
But,
I thought Gibson was the truth that year, man.
No.
But,
So after that, he takes Gibson. Brandon Cooks goes next. I will make my next two picks kind of fast, just so we can kind of fill out these rosters and get on. I will say here, this is a hard decision. When you're trying to either pad your team or fill out your roster. I'm one of those people. If I whiff on the tight ends that I want, which most of them were taken, I definitely just I play tight end roulette in this, towards the end of the season. So at this point, I start padding my roster for potential trade for potential. I do a lot of that in the middle rounds because I know if you could pad your team good enough to the point where you can go to somebody else and make a trade to make your team better, sometimes you're helping both sides out. With me on the board, there's a lot of good receivers there. But right now, I am kind of happy with my receiver group. There's also some people that I want more down the line, and knowing that Team 1 has 1,000 receivers, I'm pretty sure he's not going to go with that. And I'm actually going to go with who I think is actually going to be Philly's RB1 and Mr. Rashad. And that is my first pick. So with that being said, and as I said, I had a good idea that Team 2 honestly was going to take Team 1 was going to take both of those players. Jahan Dotson is very high up the board right now for a lot of people, and Brian Robinson I think is actually I think that's the only thing that sucks right now for the Commanders not knowing who their quarterback is, because you really can't really tell who their running back is going to be because you don't know how good their quarterback's going to be. But me with that said, as you can see, my team. I'm very, very balanced. I try to stay balanced at all times. But if you really look at it, this is the part where we start talking about people taking risks and, trying to get high upside players. If there's one thing that a person I do believe in is my man, always the original, my car still works. So with that being said, I'm praying for a bounce back year for this receiver, and I'm going to draft Michael Thomas.
Yeah.
Damn, I got sniped again.
He's
I wanted
on the field,
Burks.
man.
No, I wanted Burks, but shit.
Yeah. So with that being said, after that, Michael Thomas goes and Treylon Burks, and then now we were low is on to his next pick. So I'm thinking, guys, we'll have 13 rounds. Oh, we have 13 rounds. We'll make it. That's cool. 5 minutes. So we'll just keep it going, power through the picks, and we'll be all right, man. Hey, I know I want to say to this, everybody that's listening, I appreciate y'all. It's, definitely going to be one of those long episodes for everybody that wants to tune in. But, hey, this is what we're here for, you, man. You know what I'm saying? It's no more timeouts. We ain't taking no timeout. We running this. We running it down to the end. You know what I'm saying? Running to the end.
So I'm going to be honest. When I took Gibson, I was actually hoping Deshaun would get back to me. I wanted to have a Deshaun Cooper stack.
Yeah.
But that's not going to happen. So right now I'm looking at a AR-15. I don't like that he can't pass, but he might just run for a shit ton of yards like a la Justin Field last year. But to be honest, I'd rather be safe. I like my team right now, and I think this is going to top me off. So let me get my boy Rodgers, the Cal Bear legend.
Hey, I like I like him late this year. I really do.
Yeah.
I think people are really.
Yeah, he got a little
Man.
different swag to him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he do.
he got the
Yeah.
bag
He got
and
a little
he's ready to
different
show
swag
off
to him over
He
again.
there.
do. So with that, after Aaron
Yeah.
Rodgers just took Juju Smith-Schuster, to what my friends like to call him Boo Boo Smith-Schuster, David Njoku, which actually for me is kind of bittersweet. That was actually a tight end I was kind of hoping that was going to come back to me because a lot of tight ends were gone, but Team 6, like I said, don't know what the hell they're doing. Gabriel Davis is after that. Kirk Cousins, Team 8 with 2 back-to-back quarterbacks. So what's going on there? And Drewski is back on the board.
Yeah, so this one I'm gonna pick it. So it's a wide receiver too. And I'm hoping for a bounce back year from our boy Russell Wilson. But we're gonna go Cortland Sutton. I think that's another one of the late round flyers where there's some high upside there.
Yep. My actual 3 when I was picking Michael Thomas was between Gabriel Davis, Sutton, and Michael Thomas. I definitely like that. Just Sutton kind of burned me last year, so
Exactly. That's why he's one of those ones you're gonna hope for late in the draft. Russell Wilson kind of burned everybody too over there.
Facts.
Yeah, he did.
Facts. So I'm back on the board. Obviously, I got Lamar as a quarterback, and this is something I wanted to ask you guys. Like, how big is it? Like, how important is it for you guys when you have a quarterback to get one of his targets for the team also? Because I got Lamar, so I do see Zay Flowers and Odell on the board, and I'm probably going to take one of the two. But like, if you do got one of like a Joe Burrow or you got Mahomes or you got one of these guys, how important is it for you guys to try to get one of their weapons?
I would say this is one thing that's crazy. If you know they're both going to perform in that sense, you know what I'm saying? And like, because you can have a stack of like let's just say, let me see who's up here. We'll say like a Deshaun Watson and not Amari Cooper, but they just signed Moore. You know what I'm saying? That's like
Elijah
that's kind of
Moore.
like that's a dumb stack. You know what I'm saying? But if you have a sense of being able to make like a let's say the Josh, let's say for Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, which right nowadays would never happen. If you can do that,
you with your 1-2.
Exactly, that's amazing. If you can do even Justin Herbert, and for me, a lot of things I tried last year was Justin Herbert and Mike Williams, and for me, it kind of sucked because Mike Williams was very up and down. But if you have Justin Herbert and Keenan Allen, that's a good stack. I think Joe Burrow. I think the best stack honestly right now out is Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, and that's something you can actually pull off. And I think that's like an amazing stack to have. And but it's like it kind of for me, it's kind of who you get when it comes to the stack.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I like stacking and it's fun, but it's like people need to be wary of just like not forcing it, like just letting it happen. You know what I mean? That's why I wanted Deshaun there, but yeah, I didn't want to reach on him though. Like I was looking at him when I picked Monty, but I'd rather take the talent. Have more running backs and not reach on a quarterback.
So after
I think that sucks about the stacks too is like if you have one has a bad game that usually leads to another bad game, and now you got 2 in your lineup with just shitty games.
Yeah. Damn, I actually expect you to take Zay Flowers and not Odell. That's crazy. I thought that's the stack you were going for. But Jeremy takes Odell. I'll come back. Jeremy takes Odell. Next goes off the more Jamal Williams from New Orleans, which will have some production from Team 11 due to Alvin Kamara being out for 3 weeks. And then we got Elijah Moore, who I was just talking about, and then Zach Charbonnet, who I'm actually very high on, but Team 12 just lost me with that pick. He took both running backs. That's kind of crazy. And then Zay Flowers at 11, and then Jeremy Jack comes back around with Mr. AR. I think I'm really gonna be the GOAT 15. Man, so explain your stack of going with Odell instead of going with Zay, right quick for the people.
Well, I think
Drew gets his next pick ready.
I think the number one thing is I already took Jackson and Jigba, and I can't have 2 rookie wide receivers on my team. And if I didn't take that, I think I probably would have took Zay Flowers, but I think Odell's going to have a bounce back. I do, but I think Zay's going to have a good year also. So I just went with more. I feel like a safer pick because I know what I'm going to get from Odell. But yeah, that's really it.
Okay, Drew, and then after that, my man Drew goes with Khalil Herbert. Shemaze P. Ron goes off the board after that. Dalton Schultz, team 7, getting 2 running backs in 3 rounds, which you kind of got to do when you kind of play tight end roulette at the back end. Divine H. Chain, who was getting a lot of hype coming out
A lot
of
of
camp,
love.
goes off to team 6. And honestly, man, I honestly think that boy might end up being the one. But then again, I don't understand what Mike, what that coach down there is really doing, because like he got so many running backs, he can't even pick. Geno Smith going to team 5, so they have a backup quarterback, which I have high hopes for Geno this year. I think second year in this system is going to be good for him. And Lowe is back on the board.
I was gonna say shout out to all the fantasy footballers fans, because I'm going cold blooded.
I love that. So with
And
that
then I got my
pick,
little
man,
stack. I got my stack. So Rogers,
right?
Lazard, they got the connection. You know what I mean?
That's
So,
something, yeah. And that's what I like that. So after that, team 3 goes Javonte Williams. Drew, definitely I'm gonna let you talk to your Khalil Herbert pick when I'm making these next 2 picks. But definitely I like Jameson Williams. I think he would have a great season if he wasn't holding out. I'll make my pick really quick. At the end of the day, you can see that I am definitely kind of falling behind in the tight end area, but honestly, it's kind of good because 2 of the tight ends that are sitting in front of me are two of the ones that I actually really do believe. And at this point, there's a lot of players that are just filling rosters. So I will go with the first one, and I'm definitely going to take Chig from Tennessee. And see, team 1, I've been guessing team 1 all goddamn day. But Drew, I want to know Khalil Herbert, man, how you feel about that, bro?
So I actually wanted to go Richardson, where he got snatched up that pick before me. I wanted that stack with Pittman just as a backup. Take a chance on him to see if he could if he has a successful season. What I do like about Herbert, especially this late in the round, is he's actually in competition for the 1A spot over there in Chicago now. There's no David Montgomery. I think the other one is Deontay Foreman. So I think that's if he can pull away, or at least get some reps, and he might be able to pull away with the 1A spot over there. So this late, I think that's a good pick with Herbert.
Yeah, I do too. I definitely think so too. And it's actually crazy because my next pick that I was considering was if Herbert was there. I like either one of them from that team. Like, this is honestly even a point where I would kind of maybe take Foreman, just because I think you don't know who's going to win it over there.
Exactly.
And one thing about Deontay Foreman, I feel like he had his second chance at the league, and he's really taking advantage of it. And I'm super proud of the kid. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he carried that with Carolina when he came in. He brought a lot of teams back to life with that one.
You know what I'm telling me, man? That's what I'm saying. So me back on the board. This is one of those things where you kind of want to, there's a lot of things you could do here with these picks in the back end. I just like to solidify having a decent quarterback as a backup for that bye week. Also for, somebody's big quarterback goes down. It's a trade that you can put. And there's one thing I would have to say, a lot of people are writing this guy off. He's always been consistent. So I'm actually going to go with Jared Goff. And for me, that's just one thing I always like to have. Because if there's one thing about fantasy football, yes, you don't win it at your draft, you win it after your draft. You win it what you do with your team after. And being able to have trade pieces and pieces that other people would need in case something happens. Like, for me, it's crazy because a lot of people didn't really draft Jared Goff early, or some leagues last year, he didn't even get drafted.
Drafted all right.
And I promise you, he was on teams in championship games. I actually had him in my championship game when I won the league. You know what I'm saying? So that's like the type of thing that I try to tell people. You got to also understand the long run along with the short run. So after I picked up Jared Goff, Jeremy McKinnon went off, and Lowe's back on the league. 2 more rounds, y'all. 2 more rounds.
All right. And this is just, I like the safety of having like depth, and also just being a super flex guy. I always kind of load up on quarterbacks, even in other leagues, single quarterback leagues I play, just because I know the value of having a good quarterback when your main guy goes down. So I got A-Rod. He'll be fine until this guy gets better, and then I can just play who's going to have the best week between him and my boy Kyler Murray.
I like that. You love him. You love him.
Hey, he's got juice, man, and he does some special things. What was that one play against the Raiders? He ran
Oh,
around for like 100 yards, and he fucking scored and he scored a 2-point conversion after.
He said it.
Y'all
You
could
had to
not
go
catch
there.
him, bro. Y'all
You just
couldn't
had
catch
to
him if
go
he
there.
fucking
He said it.
tied a rope around his neck.
You a piece of shit, bro.
Man, it
That
was
was
like a
the most-
cartoon. The Raiders
That was
was
the- Bro, I was so mad, bro, watching that game, bro. I was so bad.
That was crazy.
I promise you.
I was sick. I was sick for the Raiders on that one. It was a few games that I was sick for the Raiders. Last year was rough for y'all.
Look, I don't even want to talk about it. We gonna talk about it next week.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna leave all this for next
We
week.
said enough about
I'm not
our
saying
team.
nothing no more about us.
Being a Cowboy fan, and I'm like, I see these watching the Raiders. I'm like, you know what? That's the toughest fandom in sports is being a fan of the Raiders and sticking to them loyally. So I have much respect for Raider fans that rock with their team and stay loyal to the soil.
Hey, appreciate it. We appreciate you.
We need to hear that.
This shit hurts. This shit hurts, bro.
Let's see. We need late rounds. We took going with late round quarterbacks again. Someone I like with a new system with Sean Payton over there. I mean, this late, as a backup quarterback would be Russell Wilson. We've seen what he could do when he's on top of his game. So
I think
he's
that's an amazing
super let down last season, but hey, as a backup quarterback, you can't go wrong.
I honestly think I think people are sleeping on what they about to do this year. I think
Sean Payton's gonna turn that around.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that adds me a little stack with Cortland Sutton there, since I couldn't get.
You gotta remember. So, my man, JJ.
So I need a defense. I can take one more, and then are we taking kickers?
You don't need no defense, no kick.
Okay.
I was gonna say, are we gonna put that on the podcast?
Yeah. So all right. So here's the thing. I this is a homer pick, and I held out. Michael Mayer is our tight end, and he's starting for us. And I don't think people understand he is starting. You take him in the second round. There's no Waller. Garoppolo is gonna throw to the tight end. You see the connection he had with Kittle. He's gonna throw to the tight end. And there's no we cut OJ Howard last week. There's not a lot of competition for him. He is a rookie, but I think he's gonna have a productive year. I really do. He put up a lot of numbers at Notre Dame, so I'm going Michael Mayer.
Oh well, that's a good
Not that one.
So we'll do this. Let's power through these last two, everybody, and then we'll close
Back
out.
to me?
So make your random picks. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So I'm going Rondell Moore from the Cardinals.
Nice. Juicy.
Okay. Let's see. This is I don't like picking Raider players, but
hey.
Someone has to get the ball over there. There's it's one of the weapons. I've always been a fan of this guy, just even though he's been kind of floated around, but he has some solid hands, and I'm gonna go Jacoby Myers, late round flyer.
I like that. Ooh, man, I got sniped twice by the computer. You're gonna be dirty over there, boy. All right, Lolo, what's up, man? What you got?
Oh man, I got sniped too. I actually was gonna take Foreman. I like that kid. Foreman's a good player.
You both mentioned that one, yeah.
Yeah, he was covered. I was high on Rasheed Rice, man. Rasheed Rice.
But now that I'm looking at it, though, this guy is literally probably gonna start for the team, and he's almost going undrafted. So I'll take my ex-49er, Raheem Mostert.
Hey, I like that. I feel that.
That's a nice late round flyer.
I'm actually about to do something that's kind of crazy because which people are really noticing. At the end of the day, we are still in these talks with Josh Jacobs, and he does not have a job yet. So with that being said, I'm gonna take the one I know is gonna get the ball on week one. At the end of the day, I got Javonte Williams. So if he doesn't start week one, I need some production. Rashard Penny is hurt; he could not have the production. So if I want to do it, I'm gonna go with my man. Got to get my pick in, Samir White.
But we both took homer picks.
Yep.
I like that.
To round it out for me, like I said, I just want to have a little more depth at tight end. I think this kid is gonna have a big season. At the end of the day, he was drafted to be the replacement, so I'm gonna go with the rookie. And since Michael Mayer was took, I'm gonna go with Samuel.
All right, and I just realized that I did not take any fucking rookies this draft. That's crazy.
Hey, for once, that's for once.
Yeah, I went with a vet team, but I like the consistency with what I got. I like the safety, but I am gonna go with a rookie that I think is gonna be pretty underrated. I'm gonna take Mingo. I like the size. He's 6'2", 4'4" speed. Bryce got to throw to somebody, so.
Definitely.
I like that one.
Well, you can see the computer goes on a defensive run. I forgot to take the defensive players out of it, but hey, it's all good. Drewski back on the clock and Jeremy back on the clock. And I'm gonna let them make their picks and kind of try to hit y'all with the closing statement while they are picking their last people. Hey, I appreciate you, Lo and Drew, for pulling up. This was cool. This is definitely an idea me and Jeremy had. Maybe a little longer than wanted, but hey, who cares? It's our show. We do what the hell we want. And I appreciate that, man. You guys definitely have some good insights. I respect both you guys' views, Lo. I've always respected you as a commissioner. Everything you've done in fantasy is always a great competition. And Drew, I think I gotta find a way to get into the league so I can come bug you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but man, definitely it's all been vibes, man. I definitely want to tell everybody, so please like, comment, subscribe. Let us know in the comments, whose team you like the most. All the listeners definitely listening through Spotify and Apple. I'll give you guys a rundown of the teams before we leave. So let us know who you like, and if you're following along, you would know. But just here to give y'all some insight. All you people that's new to fantasy, welcome. I hope this helps you some way, somehow. And if it doesn't, that means you listen to the wrong ones, because I got rings, baby. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, man, just being said, y'all know what I love to say. Jeremy, you got anything you'd like to close out with?
Yeah, man, I appreciate Lo and Drew pulling up. Lo, I know you're in a bunch of leagues, and I'm sure you got other things you would want to do on a Sunday night. But for you to give your insight, I appreciate it. Drew, I know you just got back from Turks. You was in Turks out there for your birthday. You've been on a run, so I appreciate you pulling up today, man. That's
tis the season. We got our draft the 27th for our league. You know that for one of them at least. I think a good idea for this one. I think what we should do is we should screenshot these lineups of these teams we picked, and maybe have a follow up episode mid season or something like that, and see
what
we did. Probably would have looked like.
Yeah,
I like that. I like that.
I'm definitely with that. We're definitely. Yeah. So just to give a quick rundown right quick before everybody gets out of here. I definitely want to say everybody's keeping safe. I'm gonna just go really fast with mine. I got Jamar Chase, Ramondre Stevenson, DK Metcalf, Herbert, David Pierce, Javonte Williams, Mike Evans, Rashad Penny, Michael Thomas, Chika Okongwu, Jared Goff, Zamir White, and Sam Laporta. We'll go with Lowe's team: Travis Kelce, Josh Jacobs, Chris Olave, Amari Cooper, Miles Sanders, Brandon Ayuk, David Montgomery, Antonio Gibson, A-Rod, the Lizard King, Anthony Lazard. We got my man Kyler Murray, Monster, and I definitely like his last pick, Big Jonathan Mingo. I think that's going to be a big player this year. Then we'll go on to Drewski's team. Drewski started off with the. I'm gonna let him know he is a Cowboy fan, and he started with a freaking Eagle, y'all. Right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
He started with the 12. Yeah, he started with the Eagles.
So we got AJ Brown.
Gotta be a beast like AJ Brown to get me to do it.
I hear you. After that, after Tony Pollard, got Calvin Ridley, Aaron Jones, DeAndre Swift, Michael Pittman, Dak Prescott, Cole Kmet, Cortland Sutton, Khalil Herbert, Russell Wilson, Jacoby Myers, and Devin Singletary, which is also a really good pick to end out your leagues. And then you go on to my man JJ, Stephon Diggs. Mr. Chubb, Lamar Jackson. We got Keenan Allen, Dallas Goedert, Cam Akers, AJ Dillon, Jackson Smith and Nigwa, Odell Beckham, AR-15, Anthony Richardson, Michael Mayer, Rondell Moore, and Zay Jones. So, man, y'all hear the teams? I know I went fast. We get a chance to peep it out. Let us know what y'all feel. But like I said, it was a great episode. I appreciate y'all. And you know what it is, man. It's no more timeouts. We checking out.
Appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for having me.
Go Cowboys.